Are you saving for raining days? Is it good to save for raining days? And are you saving for raining days?
Okay, it's good to save for raining days.
Are you saving for raining days?
Ajo.
Is Ajo raining days?
No, Ajo is saving now.
Do you believe in saving for raining days?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you believe in saving for raining days?
My answer is 2, sir.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Okay. Are you saving for raining days?
Saving for raining days is good because you never can tell what will happen in the nearest future. Nobody, like I had a discussion with Nations some time ago, and we were discussing. I told him that you can't place a bet on life. You cannot say this is how it's going to be. You can tell yourself this is what I want to be, but you can't tell yourself this is how it's going to be before I be what I want to be. So the reason is because those challenges, those fights, those troubles, we cannot say when it will happen, how it will happen, the time frame it will happen. So you might be planning a trip to Kaduna tomorrow and you are sick today.
Yeah, so that your savings for raining days is what you now use, Abi?
You part of it to treat yourself now. So it's just.
Do you believe in saving for raining days?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you believe in saving for raining days?
My answer is 2, sir.
Okay.
Yes and no. Yes, because humanly, from the human perspective, we want to assume that yes, we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. But from the biblical standard, I think the book of Matthew thereabout, it says, think no thought of tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself.
And so why are you standing on the fence? You are just explaining two things to us. Just choose one. Do you believe in saving for tomorrow?
For me, no, I don't believe. Why? Because the Bible says, think no thought for tomorrow.
Do you believe for saving for raining days?
No, I don't believe in it.
Why?
Because whatever you have said might not even save 10% of the problem you enter when you enter it.
But at least
it can even likely be destroyed along the line. This saving.
No, it's not what I believe in. You know, my principle about finance is not the principle of a lot of people about finance. My principle about finance is what they call it, networking. Put things in place, and when I say networking, not human beings. Oh, you know, some people believe in networking human beings and network investment.
Yes.
So instead of me to save for rainy days, I will invest it for rainy days.
You plant instead of saving.
I prefer my investment saving me than one money somewhere. So that's just my own principle of
every day.
That's I'm myself spiller when I'm in trouble. That's why they call me one man in 15 places. Wow. Like you set up life to you not like you are thinking of when you fall, because sometimes you know when you fall there is sleeping, there is falling, there is breaking, there is under the ground fall. So it depends on how you fall. You sometimes you fall, you say they say stand up, say make a just day here. Because everything don't crash. So in that order, and if I put it in perspective, let's say you have saved 5 million. You have saved 5 million. That's your, maybe after 3 years of, you know, you'll be doing normal capital projects here and there, but the ones you save for rainy days is 5 million. And then all of a sudden, maybe your son just drove your SUV and crashed it. And then they need 7.5 million to repair it. Your 5 million can still not repair it.
True.
So where will you get that extra 2.5? If you can get extra 2.5 from anywhere, you can get the 7.5 from it. I don't believe in rainy days. Whatever happens when it comes, it's just like everyday life now. You will fix it at that time.
Sure.
But make sure that instead of saving for rainy days, invest that thing for rainy days. Once the rainy day comes, your investment will pull through for you. Most time it pulls through. But you know, in this era, even the ones we make is not enough. So what do you save? Which is why I like the investment part. If you are putting money for investment, you don't see it as waste. Even your family, your wife, everybody will allow you because they can see it's investment. But once you are saving money, it will go to waste. 100% money goes to waste. Why? Fathers will call you, brothers will call you, neighbors will get sick, people will need your, especially if you have money.
You will call yourself.
Yes. Because there's a way you are walking and, this shoe, I don't get black shoe, we get this leaf for it. You have 5 million saved for rainy days.
Yeah.
This one on Monday now, but you use part of the it's not rainy day, but you like, how much is it? Maybe in your brain, this should be about 250. You know, say how much is it? Say 120. Bring 2. Because in your mind, you're like, it's cheap. So you think you're having a bargain, meanwhile you're just wasting the money. All the shoes you have, you never finish wearing them. So what's the essence of this one? Exactly. You say no, this one is good, especially that party that we have in November. For God's sake, you're in February, you're thinking of November party, and then you're buying. By the time the November comes, there's another style that your friend that says, see, wait I one way, you don't say, that one no good though. You still go back again into the savings and go and buy the new standard. So at the end of the day, if you don't keep money, if it's investment, you can't go back and say maybe the factory you have that they are producing, if what they are giving you every day is 10,000 or 12,000 based on production, you can't go back and buy something for 120,000. Investment makes you reasonable with expenses because investment will continue to chop money. So you won't have time to pull out of it. It will continue to gulp your money. So it makes you reasonable. I don't believe in saving for rainy days. Not like what he said about Bible says don't plan for tomorrow. It didn't say don't plan for tomorrow.
No.
What
no thought. I'm not talking about planning.
Thinking.
Yeah.
So you know they think about tomorrow like this.
I know they think I'm.
So Arsenal know they aspire.
I know the reason now. Like I plan for it, but I don't take.
So how do you plan without thinking?
Like the thinking I'm talking about is like me.
Worry na Bible talk oh, no be thinking oh.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain.
No, worry is different from thinking. If you are worried about something.
The Bible use think. There are renditions that use the word.
Anywhere they say think, that's not. Mention the.
I think it should be. I don't know. No,
let's check it.
Matthew something like that. I think,
no, I will get the place now. I don't think Matthew 6:34.
Okay.
I want to check Matthew 6:34 in all something and see. I'm going to read like now Matthew 6:34, New International Version. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow. New Living Translation. So don't worry about tomorrow. English Standard. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow. Berean Standard Bible. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow. Berean Literal is still worry. King James Version. Therefore, take no thoughts for the morrow.
Take no thoughts.
For morrow shall take care of itself. Take no thoughts. This one is King James Version. That's the one you are mentioning. Is worry. New King James Version. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow. American Standard. Do not worry about tomorrow. NASB. Do not worry about tomorrow. Legacy Standard, so do not worry about tomorrow. Amplify, so do not worry about tomorrow. Christian Standard, therefore don't worry about tomorrow. Old Man Christian Bible, therefore do not worry about tomorrow. It's worry. How would the Bible say no think? Because if you are not thinking, how do you plan anything? If you are not planning, how they tell the Bible if they are not thinking?
Word.
Now the right Bible with thinking, they speculated the Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 verse this. No be somebody you articulate them like that. It's all about thinking. But they are by for people. You people did not defend your honor. You said you like to save. Why do you want to save?
I already explained mine now.
Did you explain yours?
Okay, I did not. From what you just explained now, let me explain mine. So it looks like I'm picking two sides. Okay, the reason why I said I save for raining days, I'm not saving because I know for sure I will need money for something. I'm investing. I'm also investing in other things, investing in myself and other businesses. Yes. I'm saving that because there are sometimes you just need extra money to do a particular stuff. You already have, now you're talking about SUV getting spoiled and needing 7.1 million naira to repair it. Already I have 5 million naira in my savings. Yes, and I know I can afford the 7.1 without even touching without touching the 5 million naira. So me now adding the 5 million I've saved to this particular one, it has gone a long way.
Yeah, but now you're back to square. You know the funniest thing is, let's say on Monday your son crashes that, and your savings goes. Now you have afforded it, and then 3 days later, this 5 million now maybe you saved it for a year or two. So if you have exhausted it now, and then 5 days later. What else do you spend money on when it's raining days? What else do you spend money on?
Okay. Mostly I spend money on my companies.
Assuming it's raining days, what will you be saving money for? So, like what you said now, that is mentioned illness, like if somebody falls sick. What if your first son crashed your car, you repaired it with your raining day savings, and then on Wednesday your son falls sick, and then you need another 300,000? It's possible now. Yes. This one has malaria, and then your doctor gave you or maybe it's even your father in the village that now said that they has gone for checkup and they gave him the bill 250, and then your son to 300, and you have finished your 5 million. That's why it's important you do it in business. Don't ever save money for saving sake. Be putting it in the business, And possibly once there's one thing, and that's one thing with all our businesses in Nigeria. It's one of the things. That time is gone. I would have asked that one. We'll do that tomorrow. It's a case of we don't know when to desist from pumping money into a business, or when not to stop. Some people stop early. They're supposed to still put a business. Let's say you spend 30 million on this business, and then you say, well, I can't be wasting my money again, and you stop. The business, instead of climbing, can just start coming down because it needs maybe an extra 10 million for push. But some people, business of 40 million that you have pushed in, you don't need to put anything. You have to let it push itself. But now you are still pumping money to 70 million. You are wasting the extras. So that knowledge of knowing what to push into and when to do reviews from pushing and expanding, and what to expand to in the concept of business. Some people now, they will probably, let's say they have a shopping mall, and then they will now do an hotel. How does that tally? You spent 4 or 5 years building this shopping mall, and you have this what do they call it, boutique or whatever, and then you now build an hotel. You can't run this and run this. There is no connectivity. Then you start losing one. But for example, if you have a boutique, maybe you're importing goods, and then you open a store where they probably sell clothing that they have not sewn. Materials.
Yes,
You can even open a store where they sew. So you are still in the same frame line of what interwovenness of business is really, really important. You can open a logistics business just because you are delivering a lot. So even if you don't have customers, you are yourself's customer. So you open businesses that you are yourself's customer. Like that. That's how you can survive everything. Like for example, most churches now, if you notice, a church will open a school. Why?
Yes, sir.
Their members can go to the school. A church will open a studio, maybe musical studio, photography studio, because virtually everybody in church will have to do birthday, they do wedding anniversary, they do wedding itself, so they can be shooting. So they are their self customer. Even if outside customers are not coming, they can feed themselves. But if a church now goes ahead and open, let's say, where they sell alcohol or an hotel, maybe the only time you have visitor from your own end is if you invite
a guest,
maybe 2 people. So if you open a hotel of 60 rooms and you can only feed it with 2 rooms in a month, you are going to go broke in that business. Because if customers don't come, you can't feed it. But if you open a school, even if nobody's coming from outside, your 2,000 members, if you get 100 of them alone to put their school there, you are good. So that's how to expand businesses. Not just going from A here, you go and do M business, you go and do Z business. There's nothing in correlation. The businesses will fail. So in not saving for rainy days, know how to also invest the money. Otherwise, by the time your rainy days now come, there is no investment that will power it. And then you are flopped.